Digging through the science of light makes you become your own research center, and so people keep on asking for proof, proof, proof. Well, the proof is all around. I mean, when you become a light ambassador and spreading a light and doing your thing, it means especially socializing these days. Go out in the hood, spread your light, and let the proof come in if you still want that. So magic is happening more and more and more, like the other side is merging with this side, and so the physics of light, the science, comes toward the power of the word, the power of your vibration, your energy field, the spark communication systems, the dialogues going on with people. And I must agree, I did have a very difficult time here in Europe, moving through the density and blowing it out and doing whatever is being asked of me, from me, whatever. But what has come through in the past 2 weeks is incredible, like as a proof machine. It means your body has become your own research center that you better treat with really delicious words and getting down to what it means to socialize. So a few examples here is loading what your light has become. Your light, what is your light, is science in physical embodiment. That is what it is. That is becoming the ambassador of spirit, the ambassador of light, and spreading that light and having these communications, spark-to-spark communications coming down wherever you are, what you want to meet in life. And that is so very interesting. So a few examples here is, while I'm jogging, I do some hip-hop at the same time, because that is simply me. If I can't be me, I better stay at home, right? So a beautiful experience is meeting up with a lady while I was jogging, except I needed to pull the brackets, I mean not accelerate. So I was stopping down that lady and she said, "Who are you? You know, you look so fit, that energy, I just love it." I said to her, "Why don't you just play the music? Come on, little lady." She was 87, perfectly healthy and fit, but she lost her husband. And she said, "How do you know? I don't play the music anymore." She said, "You don't have to. You don't have to do anything. But the music will get you back into your vibration." And so we started dancing while I was jogging and doing my hip hop. And she said, "I just hope to meet you again." She said, "You changed my life in 5 seconds time." And she was living a few streets down the lane, you know, her house number was also 87, so it was easy to remember. And of course, I will pay that sweet lady a visit, because, you know, it doesn't take much energy to change or to pull the word out as is being requested of you. And so we get so many fabulous meetings. It's incredible what I have experienced in the past few weeks with all these big changes in energies and, you know, the light being down on earth. And so meeting up with people, going downtown in the city, knowing myself, you know, I like the rock and roll, I like the hip hop, give me some country music, and, you know, I just get the streams in. So I step into a bar and there's a bunch of people. They say, just, "Hey, who are you? Come on, sit on the table with us, have a drink with us." Like 5, 6 people, all strangers, but so open and curious to know what your vibration is about. These times it's not, you know, that specialty in dialogues or, you know, a different word being put out. That is, you know, content of burning times. This time around the magic is coming through. Another example is today. I went to the market and I had a cup of coffee somewhere. And so all of a sudden there's about 5 people, I say 5 people, offering me a simple drink. And so we get into a conversation and it was all so interesting. And they said, "You are really a bomb in dialogue and interesting." I'm not not a bomb, you know. I'm a bonding person. I like to meet up with people, and on the other side, I met something so beautiful. I couldn't even have imagined. One day in time, I said, no, let's go for a drink, see what's going on in the hood, and you know. And I was having a drink, there was a man sitting next to me, like a bit older than me, but so definitely respectful. So we started talking and talking the whole night through. But what's happening is, I mean, he wouldn't let me even offer him a drink. He would just pay all night, but he was so damn respectful, I'm sorry, humble, and he said, I couldn't even accept you to pay me a drink. And you know why? He said, you got a bunch of so much beautiful brains, I couldn't even accept it. I wouldn't be able to sleep if I would do that. He said, you are giving so much in one evening. And I mean, I met this man over and over again. He's saying that energy that you carry, that radiation, I couldn't even imagine doing this myself. So we start talking, dialoguing that, you know, I'm not a specialty. I'm no more, no less than anybody else. I've been trained. That's all there is to it. And now the magic is coming through, the light is coming through. So you attract spark to spark communications, and they can go wild. You meet humble people, respectful people. And I mean, there's plenty of experiences. I said, oh my God. And another thing that happened that night, that was so special. But knowing me, you know, I just do before I think. That's just an alignment in the body that I love so much. When the vibration gets in, the air is in the right frequency, the right and the wipe. The wipe. I like that word, wipe. Yeah. And so in the middle of the night, in front of the bar, there were people dancing tango. There was some kind of an event going on. And so I was talking like, look at those people, they're all so stiff, they hardly move, they have their steps, and oh my, if they go out of their steps, let's break that down. So I took that man with me, and I had this pink purse with me, you know, with my stuff, and I said that doesn't come in handy. So all of a sudden I just dropped that purse like that in the middle of that dance room. And so that was kind of a test. I was like, take care of my purse. And what happened is all those people dancing tango were making a big circle around my purse. And I was thinking, I mean, if I was dancing there, the first thing that would come up in my head is, hey, I don't want to fall down. I will take that purse away and, you know, throw it away or lay it somewhere on a chair or something, whatever. Doesn't really matter. But what was happening, the circle became bigger and bigger and bigger, and people staring at my purse. Because of what? Because of the energy that is in there. That is the energy that I load every day. That is me. That is the energy that comes through all the universes. That is my sparks, my sparkling light that is in that. And so they were looking at it as some kind of phenomena was falling down from the skies. And in the middle of the night, falling down on that particular dance floor. That was very interesting as an experience, an automatic experience. So days after that, people would still talk about it. So it was very, very funny actually, and so beautiful. You know, people are so beautiful. And I mean, there is one experience after the other. The worst and the best is coming together actually. Another very, very beautiful thing. I mean, that I never expected. What happened is, let's say about 5 years ago, I met some guy, and knowing myself, you know, I would always checkmate people in conversation, because truth is truth, and you know, they don't want truth, so they certainly didn't want intelligence, because, you know, and certainly not a blonde woman. So three things. And that particular guy told me, you know, Nick, we don't talk anymore, okay? Whenever we see each other, just keep it that way. So I can't be bothered even, because, you know, I wasn't interesting anyways. But I met that man many times ever since. We just nicked, or didn't even say hello, so I couldn't be bothered. Well, what happened this week is, I was sitting there having my coffee, talking to people and stuff, and all of a sudden, that particular man, who would stand alone all of the time because of his big mouth, he came up to me and started hugging me. From hatred into pure love. I mean, such a beautiful moment. And finally, after 5 years, accepting truth, which is so, so marvelous. It's beautiful. It's, you know, training self into the origin of creation. The original self is pulling down the alchemy, your light. We all have to do that work. I mean, it's working to keep the density out is not interesting, and it's as much work to train yourself into a light environment, a light body, a light home with all the grids on. It's no more no less than pulling at least a foundational structure down that keeps you in your strength, in your passion, the volumes of passion coming down, and so much knowledge and so much interesting things that open up for you when in perfect alignment, and I mean, not working on the density anymore. It takes some strength, but it's so passionate, and it takes a little understanding, because what people really want is, look at, if you want to construct a house, I mean, you're not gonna start constructing the second or third floor of your house and start building a bathroom somewhere there. No, you start with the cellar, you start with a foundation, and the first floor, and then the second floor, and so on, and then you put in some, the heating, and then the radiation, and then the circulation of the water in the home, etc., etc. The same way goes for the creation of your light body in the body and all the energy fields. That is an architecture on its own, and there's many ways to do it, but a foundation is still a foundation, because you can always return to a foundation. I mean, let's not start building a house of cards that gets down every single second when you get hit, because it is not solid enough, right? So we build a strong foundation into light body, and then we can download apps, billions of applications, depending on the way you want to go or where you are being directed, and that can go so passionate. You know, my vibration is pure passion, but I can be very, very peaceful as well when needed. Of course, we need to be at peace at times, and you know, to get your directions in the right dimensions. I would say there is no end, really no end to what we can create. As I said before, I'm so interested in the rod of power and the power of the word and holding on to that word. That's an infrastructure of its own as well. I mean, we can start opening the glandular structure in the throat, and opening a new bladder structure. We can open up to the voice of light, to the great communicator. And I mean, these are all upgrades, but imagine spirit, the voice of spirit in your throat. That needs a very peaceful being, because if you talk truth, you gotta be to the point in perfect alignment, not to let the densities in from your surroundings, and then you get so strong in that, and that is not only alchemy, that is the physics of spirit talking through you and with you. And so science gets a lot more interesting every day, actually, because you can load as many apps as you want, but keep them alive. And you know, there is no end to what we can create. It is so interesting. In this age of is the age of Aquarius, the first golden age, and so it's the age of communication and how you dialogue with people. But an interesting thing, what I've noticed, is what many people do and could undo or inundate actually, is that people catalog dialogues. Let's say if you go in the hood and you have nice conversations and interesting things going on, and you keep that dialogue in your head, and then you come home and you go on social media, what people oftentimes do is associate with that particular person, let's keep it that simple, associate a former dialogue with a new dialogue, and so they get completely confused. So we can disassociate these dialogues and always start fresh, you know. And it's a matter of continual alignment until you become that living, breathing essence that non-stop evaporates what is non-essential in your energy field. So you keep on digging deeper on things you learn in society and in your connections, and disassociate by the virtue of the simple word, or breathing that through your energy field and have these intentions. I mean, there are so many ways to do that, but I think evaporating older dialogues is very essential these days. It keeps you in a clear energy field, and it's like letting go of the old schemes, even from hours ago. I mean, the very near past. And so there is no end to what we can create, to what we can recreate, build and rebuild, and make your life so interesting, because this earth plane needs you to help the repair, to help its people. It needs you to spread your light and to assist on so many levels. I've explained that a little in my video about eye-brains. I love the term eye-brains. I love the neurological departments of spirit, because, you know, without a brain, there is, you know, only malfunctioning in the body. So the brain perfectly aligned to the spiritual body and opening these many apps in the brain, that is, you know, that is magic. And I would say, be happy, be grateful, the ground foundation to return into the origin and the beauty that you are, have been laid by the hard workers all over this world, this beautiful, beautiful world that we experience every day. It's up to you to spread it, to load it, to integrate it, and get these beautiful experiences through and make your life damn interesting. So get out of that boring energy where you get hit at every angle in society, and build your muscles up, dance your vibe away, and make it a worthy journey. That is the least that we can give back to our spirit, not to mention the Holy Spirit. Thank you. Wish you all the best. Bye-bye.